The pandemic, um, the kids weren't in school the past year for the most part. So how did that work out? Well, what did the school do as a dean of students? Um, as I understand it, you deal with the discipline in education. Maybe some curriculum stuff. But you tell me. Don't let me tell you what you do. But that's just as I understand it. And how did that work out? You know what I'm saying? How's that working out? And what are the plans for kids coming back to school? Or were they allowed? In your district, were they allowed to come back to school? Are they waiting till next year? How is that going to work? How's the school preparing to transition for maybe some kids coming back?
So actually, we're preparing to do hybrid learning.
Okay.
So
All right.
we're prepared to do a little bit of both. Should they, should the floodgates be open and everybody is allowed to come back to school as we knew it, then we're prepared for that. However, we will be offering a hybrid remote learning piece as well, where you actually have the option to come back full time, or maybe you want to do online school from home.
Mm.
So, we're just evolving. I mean, school is the same for way too long anyway. It's about time. So, ironically, the pandemic has been a blessing in disguise for everybody. It kind of forced everybody to get comfortable with being uncomfortable,
Yeah.
learn something new, and and do it to the best of your ability, or with fidelity. So, the things that I had to do was I still had to monitor like online bullying, where students that were in remote classrooms, they may send messages to other students in the chat while class is going on.
Oh man!
It did not stop. So I would have to contact parents. I would have to contact students, letting them know that we are aware of it. Everything is recorded.
Yeah.
Ironically, in a world where they say no snitching, you are giving us all of the information,
right,
and literally at our fingertips to prove that you are actually involved in the situation. So it's in your best interest to stop.
Right. Mr. Hill gonna be calling.
So you definitely want to offer them the opportunity to have an education, but naturally, just like anything else, if you violate rules, there are consequences. Some of the other components or challenges that I'm sure, not just our school district, but just about every school district had to deal with across the board, was attendance and the drop off thereof.
Yeah.
A lot of students, they weren't feeling online school
at all. Yeah. Your nephew over here, Kellen, he wasn't feeling. 11 o'clock, he checked out, baby. It's like, all right, I'm through with y'all.
So you found a unique balance where there were some students who were primarily A and B students whose grades dropped. You found some students who would never come to class, but they would just turn in all the work. I mean, there were so many different dynamics there. There were so many people I'm getting there before they enter the car. Like,
right.
Some would actually do it. And it's like, okay, I hear you. Nonetheless.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry to cut you off, but did you have the kids going all day?
No.
Yeah, listen, man. My daughter's school, they went half a day. They were struggling. You said your kids didn't go hard all day. The school, I'm calling them out, Bradford, he had them going 8 hours a day, B. I'm like, so I called them. I was like, yo, first of all, the American Pediatric Association, social workers, everybody recommends that kids don't have screen time more than 2 hours. We already got to deal with that with video games. You're going to put them in front of a screen for 8 hours, B? Oh, man, I let the school have it. I said, give me the principal. Put them on the phone. I said, has a social worker signed off on this? Y'all made this, and so I guess their counsel or whoever they got, they decided they were going to do that. 8 hours a day, bro. I'm like, my son, he can't hang on like that. You know what I'm saying? So I called him. I was like, yo, y'all need to get on the phone and talk to me. And, it's only so much I can discipline a kid when I'm not there. to pay attention for 8 hours when adults can't even do that. So, you know what they did? I said, you know what? I talked to some of the teachers were like, yeah, Mr. Golden, I'm with you. Try your best with them. You know what I'm saying? I got to do the balance between you got to do this, Colin, and I got to ease up because I can't do that. College students don't do 8 hours a day. You got these kids doing them. So I said, you know what? When is the next council meeting? Because I need to unload. I come with the facts, screen time, and all that. So,
And that's actually good to hear because a lot of parents don't really realize the school works for you. We don't even have a job without you.
yeah, tax money.
Right.
But hold on. Let me tell you what they did. They knew I was coming, canceled it, and had a surprise pop-up meeting. I said, they know Mr. Golden was about to come in there and move some. There was gonna be some furniture moving on that Zoom call, baby. That's what they did, straight up, bro. Listen, I BS you not. That's what they did. They knew I was coming. I was coming with the facts. I was gonna have all the pediatric peoples, whatever that, with the recommendations for screen time, all that. I was coming. And so it's too late in the year, and so they skirted me because I was coming to unload. And I told them,
It's actually rare that even teachers and administration do 8 hours of professional development online. Like even the adults, we struggle. It's like who wants to sit on a screen for 8 hours straight?
I was coming from, man, bro. You don't even understand the ammo I had, bro. I had a minigun. What's going load on them, bro?
There's only so many breakout meetings you can have.
Right, and I told them, I said, look, my daughter goes to one of the best schools in the state. Best schools in the state. 100% graduation rate, 90% going to college. You tell me a school better that good. They went a half a day and struggled. I told them that. I said, so if she goes to one of the best schools in the state and you're not one of them, no offense, make that make sense to me. But anyway, that's my little soapbox. And yeah, I told her that's the assistant principal knew one. But anyway, go ahead. You know your boy. Your boy was your boy. That's all up. You already know what that means. Your boy was your boy was your boy.
You have a lion trapped inside of you.
That when that boy come out, ooh wee. That's all I got to say. Ooh wee.
So that's one of those things. And that's actually how I approach my job. I realized that there are two things that people care about the most, and that's their money and their children.
Them kids.
So you have to be extremely careful when you're dealing with somebody's child. So yes, I would contact parents with regards to attendance, but you really you had to kind of pick your battles.
Right.
It was still something new to everybody. Parents, they still had to go to work. Some people had to show up from work. Some parents are working from home. So, that accountability piece in many instances was just lacking.
Mm-hmm.
And truthfully, it was lacking before the pandemic. So the pandemic didn't do anything but highlight things that we, quite frankly, already
knew. Yeah.
Yes.
So, I'm trying to think. Is there anything else, man? Oh, your father, two girls, man. How is it raising two girls, man? I got two boys, one girl. For me, one girl was enough. Like the first girl, the girl dropped. I was like, all right. Your first biological kid, you don't really care. You just thank God they healthy. I was like, after that, all right, Lord, give me a boy. Gave me a boy, and I was like, yeah, I'm straight. We're done. We're done here. So. I know what it's like raising boys and girls, but you got two girls, man. Yo, talk to me, brother. I seen you raise them, and the oldest, man, she's outstanding, bro. Talk to me about your kids.
So my first one, who was actually 22 years old, she was born while I was in the military. I was in the Army. And I remember I wanted a son so bad. Like, I was walking my back. I said, when I have a son, his name gonna be Johnny. I had it all planned out, right? And then, it was as clear as day. It was like God told me, stop asking for a son. Stop. that focus needs not be your concern. Like, focus just on having a healthy child.
Yeah.
But believe me for that,
Mm-hmm.
for a healthy child. And I was like, you know what? If anybody will I'm gonna line up with, it's gonna be yours. I shift lanes, I shift gears. And I said, you know what, Lord, just give me a healthy child. And when I tell you, my daughter was amazing. I mean, she still is. I never experienced terrible twos, troublesome threes. She was obedient growing up. I had minimal issues. Now she does have my blood running through her veins, so she did present some challenges, but nothing that was so overwhelming. Nothing that even compared to some of the things that I put my parents through.
Mm-hmm.
So now she's actually in her last year of college now at Kennesaw State in Georgia. She's the praise and worship leader at a church at the Ark in Georgia, and that's actually my sister and my brother's church in Atlanta, Georgia. Um, and I mean, it's just been an amazing journey. I also have a 12-year-old who, man, it's like she's the female version. I know I'm about to tell on myself like my age, but she like the female version of Doogie Howser. This girl, I'll never forget. We were driving one day, and I was so tired, man. And she just was like, and I closed my eyes at a red light, and she was like, you know, you can't fall asleep behind the steering wheel. You have to drive. You have to pay attention. And so we would have these moments just driving, and there was another instance where she was just like, Dad, did you know that, how does she say this? She said that the moon, even though the moon is not a full moon here, it is a full moon somewhere else right now. And I was like, what? Like, what is the real? Like, I guess, like, I don't know that I ever cared.
Okay.
Put that much thought into that. But I think she was only about like 5 or 6 years old. And I was like, what is going on in that little head of yours for you to even conceive a concept of that nature? Like I never cared.
Mm-hmm.
But she had put that much thought into it to think about the way the sun reflects off the moon, that even though it was a crescent moon where we were, somewhere else it was a full moon. Mm-hmm. And I was like, wow, okay. You might not have got that from me. So yeah, man, my daughters are amazing. And I mean, when I get older, I just, the likelihood that they'll be there for me when I need them is, I kind of lean on that. That's greater.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, I'm a son, and I mean well, but I don't always pick up the phone and call and check on the people that I love the way I need to. I don't mean anything by it, and I sincerely love my family. I don't know what that's about, but I do know that young ladies or women typically are a little bit more nurturing than men are. Mm-hmm. So that's something that I believe that I have to look forward to, and having two beautiful daughters.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up.